Hello and welcome to episode I didn't check, which means I want to say, oh shit, hang on.
I
20.
I think it's 21.
I want to say 21 as well.
I think we were 20 last week.
The Lair of Lore. What the hell? I'm trying to go to our website to check.
He's Steven and I'm Miriam. And we're not actually sure what episode number we're on.
I was trying to go to the website to go check, but I typed in the number wrong apparently.
Oh dear.
Hang on. Days are hard. Did we not record last week? We recorded last week, didn't we?
We did. We did it on a Thursday again because I was keeping an eye on my aunt post-surgery and my sound was atrocious.
I did never put that live. Oops. Guess what? You're getting two!
Oh my god.
So, when this
Okay, so no one knows. Okay, so I guess this is episode 20 then, because
No, this is 21. 20 is coming out immediately before this one does.
Oh no.
I will figure out what the hell happened to 20. This is because I haven't put out any of our VODs or anything in the past week because I've been dead. So, on the 10th, this will go up for patrons on our Patreon, which means I will also make the episode 20 live everywhere else. Sorry about that. That was my fault.
Oh, jeez.
So by the time this goes live to everybody, well, not live, but
it goes out.
The recorded version goes out to everyone on the 11th. Everyone will have already had access to the 20th. Sorry about that. That was my fault entirely.
It's your choice in which order to listen to them.
Yeah.
I think we were just like, eh.
Yeah. Upside, we do have the Miriam camera working. It's currently frozen, but it is working.
How about now?
Yes, it unfroze.
Yay! So, you've got the Miriam camera. I think this is the first time I've actually had my camera work for something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh dear.
I don't think I had a bot working last week either, but hey, we've got, well, I don't think I had the bot that I have been working on working last week, but now there is a bot working.
Yay!
The Lairatron is now active in our chat, so if you ever see
the Lairatron?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Here, I'll make it do something real quick.
Okay, I'm pulling up Twitch right now.
Come here, Lairatron.
It's taking its own sweet-ass time.
Well, tell me when you've actually got it up and I'll make it do a thing. So,
sounds good.
This week we are doing one of our personal plane shifts.
I think it's actually our first personal plane shift, unless you want to count our Kaladesh personal plane shift as one.
No, do you mean Innistrad?
No, because we did Kaladesh before. We kind of were like, okay, they're not going to put out a Kaladesh. We're going to come up with a Kaladesh one.
Well, we also did one for Innistrad, too.
That is true.
Yeah. This is our third at best.
As you can tell, neither of us are great with numbers.
Numbers are hard. Screw numbers.
They really are some days. I don't want to handle the number thing.
Yeah.
I just don't want to deal with it.
Fair warning, if I disappear for a minute, it's because my food has arrived.
It's pizza. Pizza's
glorious
good.
Pizza. Yeah, pretty much.
All right, I have Twitch up, so bot me up.
Okay, well, here's the major command that I've got running right now.
Cool.
Right now it's mostly just doing quotes and advice, but it does function. It's got good advice, bad advice, and just advice, along with quotes from memorable things that I've done and or the chat has done.
That works.
Yeah, like, we can just make it go, da-da-da-da, quote, and then it grabs a random quote.
I like it.
Yes, that one from Chewy, wow, that actually was from, like, earlier this week.
Yeah, the 6th.
Yeah,
the 3rd, excuse me.
I streamed on a random day and was playing Horizon Zero Dawn and had a monkey hat on my head. It was cold in my house.
Oh, it's so weird to actually, like, be on camera.
Yeah. It's fine. So,
It does mean they get to see all the stupid faces I make.
Yeah. So we are here to do a... Calling it a plane shift might be sort of generous, but...
It's kind of do we think we can make this plane into a type of plane shift? and kind of what we can do with it, because
Well,
let's be
no.
honest.
So mostly what we're trying to do is get a good idea of what races do we think should be playable, and a very broad strokes idea of what benefits that race should bring.
Yes.
No hard numbers, no anything like that. And if there are any jobs or classes that specific races just could not possibly do.
Yeah. Like anything that seems too it doesn't make sense for them to be doing it.
Yeah. So we are starting with Lorwynn. Fair warning, we will be doing Lorwynn and Shadowmoor as separate planes, even though technically they are the same plane, and right now the way that they work is weirder somehow. Quick summation. Shadowmoor and Lorwynn are the same plane. However, when the day changes into night, it stops being Shadowmoor or stops being Lorwynn and turns into Shadowmoor. They are a plane largely inspired by traditional English mythology, which is weirder than you think. And it used to be that this thing called the Great Aurora would sweep across the plane every 100 or so years. I know there's an actual amount, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. And it would change...
I'll see if I can find it.
It would change the entire plane from being endless day into endless night. And by extension, it would also change all of the beings into sort of a mirror of themselves.
Like a dark mirror of themselves.
Usually, yes. So you would get, like, the Kithkin, who have this thing called the Thought Welt that sort of melds all of their minds together so they share a lot of things across communities, which means they're very tightly knit. And it means that they sort of unite to defend themselves.
They kind of make me think of halflings a little bit.
Pretty much, but with a more community-based thing. So they're blue-white. When the Great Aurora hits them, they turn into xenophobic, territorial,
crazies,
and paranoid. So they still united, however, instead of being sort of more welcoming to outside forces that prove to be good, or at least not harmful, they're actively like, no, anything not us is bad, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. So they turn into red-white instead of blue-white. And that's just one of the more minor ones. We'll go into all of them, at least in a little bit of detail, because we'll be talking about their Lorwynn sides a lot more, and then a little bit about their Shadowmoor, because we'll probably do Shadowmoor the next plane shift that we do.
So I clicked on, I'm looking up the Kithkin on NTG Salvation, and it's kind of funny because they're like, it's like, furthermore, culturally they are different from hobbits, and they go into like how they are different from hobbits, and I'm like, okay, so not hobbits, or not hobbit-ish.
They're
hobbit-ish, but not hobbity.
Their original concept is also very hobbity, but also rat-ish.
Interesting.
Well, actually, if you scroll up on MTG Salvation, they've got their original illustration for concept. And you are stuck currently making an awful face.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
That is terrible!
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
And she's back.
Okay, yay. I told you it's going to be so much fun with me actually on camera because I make the dumbest faces.
Okay.
Just through talking.
Well, then let's start off with Kithkin, actually.
Yay, Kithkin!
So, the first thing I would say is that I feel like when they are... if they leave the Thought Welt, so if, say, a Kithkin accidentally became a planeswalker and went somewhere else, the first thing that's going to happen is that for some amount of time, they should be getting disadvantage for either wisdom or charisma. Because for the first time in their entire lives, because they're born into the Thought Welt, they have no idea what the hell is going on with every person around them.
I feel like wisdom might make more sense.
I think they both might work just because charisma can be used for communication, but it could also, and I think it would impair communication, but at the same time, yeah, I think it might be wisdom just because
I think that's where you
God.
would get the biggest hit too.
Like, there are no more emotions or things of other people around me that I can feel. Why am I suddenly so alone?
That's so sad.
So for
Oh.
some amount of time, they get disadvantage to
Wisdom and charisma.
I would just say wisdom because 2 of them seems like too much of
Yeah.
a pain, and I would say some amount of
It's
time.
not, and it's
forever.
not. It's not a permanent one. That's the thing.
Yeah, probably just like their first few weeks or so.
Yeah.
And to sort of make up for that, I feel like once they've overcome that, their natural, I guess, like friendliness, I feel like should be compensated for with a significant charisma bonus.
Yeah. Like once you get over the fact that like, oh God, I don't have like my people in my brain.
Yeah.
I guess
they sort of figure
who
out.
am I
like,
on my own?
Yeah, I'm on my own, but I can still be a good, nice, friendly person. So because of that, they get a eventual charisma bonus.
Yeah. Maybe
and a significant one.
Okay. What about like level 2? If it's not 2 numbery, but like at level 2, your charisma bonus, you get your charisma bonus because it's really easy to level up from 1 or 2.
I was kind of thinking more of what the hell? I was thinking more of just after X amount of time, but yeah, I guess it could. A level thing would be much easier to measure.
Because the thing is, then it's like usually you've gone through some sort of adventure to gain your experience.
Yeah.
So through that, it makes sense that that's when it goes away, and you get your wisdom reverts back to its normal.
Yeah.
Normal numbers, and charisma, you get like maybe I don't know, +1 or +2 to charisma, something like that. Small, but
I feel like +2 minimum, just because you have a disadvantage for some amount of time.
Okay.
But yeah, eventually there will be a charisma bonus because of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to shrink.
I think it just makes more sense just overall to do. I mean, I feel like leveling makes it easier.
Yeah, because not everyone wants to be tracking how long something has been going on for. Yeah.
Exactly, because then it's like, oh well, was that actually like how much time was that actually taking? Yeah. How long were we gone? You think you're gone for a while, but it's literally like 2 days.
Yeah.
So.
Besides that, I'm not actually sure what to do with them because, I mean, of all the races, they probably got the most characterization, but how is it going to take you 5 minutes to walk to my door, you crazy person? But I mean, I don't think there's any class that they couldn't do.
No, I mean, especially once they get all their bonuses back.
I feel like they should probably get some sort of, maybe like a very, very, I'm not sure what, but maybe like a very minor bonus to non-martial weapon. You're stuck making a face again.
Damn it.
Oh wait, it might be my fault this time.
Well, there's the whole non-martial weapons, but also they might get proficiency with tools because it mentions that they're good at building and alchemy.
Hang on.
Okay. The Kithkin should have, if you choose to play a Kithkin, you should have some sort of proficiency with tools.
Oh, right. Yes, changeable that I don't feel any need to attach a benefit to any one of them.
No.
They're not evil, though they are red-black. This is mostly because they're a strange combination of, like, ultra passion, greedy, and I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it, but basically they have this idea where the point of life is to experience as many things as possible. And they're greedy.
They're hedonistic.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. Because hedonistic means all the pleasurable things. Goblins on Lorwynn want to experience everything. So they're greedy in that they personally want to experience everything. However, as a tribe, they have a rule that most of them have rules about not being allowed to, like, prevent others from experiencing something, or if you've experienced something new, not sharing it and telling about it with your tribe. Mm-hmm. And I mean everything. Like, there's at least one of them where it was, what's his name? It's a goblin whose name I'm just forgetting. It's Sense, Gorger, Sense something. It's a goblin who's basically got, like, ear horns in both ears. He's got his eyes propped open with toothpicks, and just, it looks insane, but he's trying to experience as many things as deeply as possible.
I've got it up, so let me see if I can find it.
So
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the card, but the first thing I'm going to say is some sort of significant bonus to Constitution, because they don't immediately die from all of the stupid stuff that they do.
They're pretty resilient, it seems like, for all of the craziness.
I mean, at least some of them try and get themselves thrown by giants for fun.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, did you find the card?
No, but there's a card called Face Vaulter.
Yeah, it is.
The flavor text for this: boggarts get so excited when they find something new to smash that they really don't notice who gets underfoot.
Yeah.
Which I'm just like, okay, that is one way to live your life. Let's see.
Oh wait.
As I said, I'm currently looking for it.
I just remembered that I've got my iPad, which has a card app. But no, don't worry about that. I will see if I can find it and show it to the stream.
Okay.
If you want to think of any other things you think the goblins should be able to do.
I don't feel like they need... And let me see. Let me think. Maybe... This is going to sound a little weird, but like a slight charisma bonus? Because they have to convince people to let them do the things that they're going to do.
They don't usually, because usually they just kind of do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, so then how would that break down? Because I feel like they would be super fun to play. Like, very guns blazing, doesn't matter what, run into the middle of battle just to see what it's like type creature. I wouldn't say they're very sneaky.
Definitely not.
So I don't think there'd be, like, dex bonuses with that.
They try to be a little bit sneaky, but not very much so. They get more so with Shadowmoor. I'm trying to find this.
But we'll go into that next time.
Yeah. Here it is. Okay, here, I found it. Sensation Gorger. So he's sucking on a toad, has his eyes propped open, has double ear horns, and he's got, like, things under all of his nails.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's
Hang on. I just need
pleasant.
to wait for the thing to focus on it. Come on.
Eee.
Camera, I knew you could do this. There you go. Sorry
Let's
it's
see.
mirrored, but there's Sensation Gorger.
Interesting.
Yeah, goblins are freaking weird. Goblins are very, 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 very weird. Like, there's also Spiderwig Boggart. Auntie Flint was the first to pioneer the spiderwig, a mass of arachnids intended to be worn rather than eaten.
What? Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, I can't think of anything to give them. Like, I feel like they should have something, but I can't pinpoint what exactly, because they're not sneaky.
No, they're not
But
sneaky.
I feel like they have roguish qualities about them.
I feel like...
And I know that's a class rather than a race thing.
Yeah, but roguish is still a word, so...
Yeah, like, they're roguish.
I would almost say that they should probably get some kind of dex bonus, but not...
A small one,
Yeah,
I think.
but less significant than their con bonus.
Yes. Definitely a con bonus, maybe a dex bonus.
Okay.
Or at least like a +1 or
Yeah.
+2 to dex.
Definitely
not wisdom or intelligence.
In general, remember that if we're saying minor, it's probably going to be a 1. The +2 is considered the major one.
Okay, then definitely a +1. I don't think they get... They're kind of small, but I don't think they would get like a strength bonus.
No, we've already
They're
got
not
them.
like particularly. Yeah.
We're already giving them 2 bonuses, which is as much as any given class usually or race will get.
And I guess for me, it's also like speaking out loud to myself. Like, I don't think I missed anything that I think could be useful, but like,
I'm just trying to check feats really quickly because there might be one that might fit. God damn it, you stupid headset. Let's see here.
So this should be interesting, I think.
Okay, I just accidentally turned to it, and I think I want to say the Tavern Brawler. I would almost say write it slightly differently, but the feat Tavern Brawler, accustomed to rough and tumble fighting using whatever weapon happens to be at hand, you gain the following benefits. Strength or con bonus of 1. You are proficient in improvised weapons. Your unarmed strikes deal d4 instead of just 1 damage. And when you hit a creature with an unarmed strike or an improvised weapon on your turn, you can use a bonus action to attempt to grapple the target.
I like it. Yes. Yeah. Yes, that is exactly what it should be.
Yeah.
That is exactly what it should be.
And with that, I think that's actually more than enough. Because, I mean, even if you look at humans, the variant for humans that's available is you get a feat, and that's it.
Yeah, so
I think that's
we're making the goblins as cool as they can be, I feel like.
I would definitely say, by the way, both of these are going to be small races.
Yeah. A Tavern Brawler, that is like,
I mean,
spot
I'd probably
on.
call it something different, but yeah, just the effect of the Tavern Brawler.
Yeah. That sums up exactly what they are good at.
Yeah. So,
cool.
Do you want to do Merfolk next?
Sure. Again, this is one of those races that did not have a huge amount of information on them, so it's a little bit more broad as to what we can do.
So part of the issue with it is actually that the Merfolk can leave the water, but these are tailed Merfolk, so they don't leave it well.
Awkwardly.
Yeah.
They leave it awkwardly.
Very
And I guess they're marrows, not merfolk.
They're Merfolk. They're
Merfolk.
The name that they call themselves here is Marrows.
Yeah.
They organize.
It's a very English.
They organize themselves into schools, which are led by what was it called? A Reegerey. Reegerey. It's very difficult to spell or pronounce.
Yeah.
There's a couple of different schools that we know about. Again, they're not significantly different enough for us to try and establish different subclasses. The first thing I would say is probably some sort of negative to base movement speed.
Yeah.
But a bonus to swim speed.
Yes.
To movement, but bonus to swim. Probably some sort of negative if they don't get into water within 24 hours.
Yep. Even if it's dumping yourself into a bath. Because I feel like that would work.
Yeah.
But it's so inconvenient, I feel. It just as merfolk go, I feel like that's so inconvenient.
A little bit, yeah. But I think that's the point, is that it's supposed to be kind of inconvenient.
Oh my god, what if they landed on Amonkhet?
That would suck, but I mean, they've got to have some water.
Some water, yes, but not easily accessible ponds. They might have oases out in the desert. But nothing quite so here's a coastline, jump in.
I mean, but I'm talking about for the just jump in a bath thing.
Yeah. No, they probably have baths.
So because of that, I feel like they need to have some significant bonuses.
Yeah.
Yes, they've got their swim speed bonus. This is a race where I would definitely say they would probably get a charisma bonus for sure, and probably something else. Their big thing is that they're traders. That they swim along the different...
So maybe intelligence?
Yeah, so charisma and
I feel like that would be an intelligence type thing. Yeah.
And intelligence bonuses.
Because they seem pretty diligent. Just because I'm looking at what their opposite is where they turn into cutthroats and thieves.
Yeah, I'm trying to
So
think
it's just like...
if there is...
I feel like they have to be really, like, I don't know.
Is there a specific ability for... Oh, wait, I've got the character sheet way in the back of this book. Hang on a second. I'm trying to think if there's a good ability for just bartering, but I don't think there's one specifically for that.
I mean, background, like, there's merchant-type things, but...
Yeah, but I'm talking about just a skill that they can have proficiency in, but not really. I guess persuasion...
Yeah, I think... yeah, persuasion.
Just a default race bonus in persuasion.
Yeah.
In persuasion...
It looks like they have an ability to... I think they actually... It seems like they have the ability to work magic with water that changes the flow of it.
So, they...
At least it's, like, what I'm getting from what I'm reading.
Part of their whole thing is that they do direct the
flow of the tides.
Well, no, not the tides. I don't think there's actually an ocean on Lorwynn, but the rivers.
Yes.
And I would say on a more minor scale, yes. There's probably a good way to sort of include that as being one of the spellcasting races to make up for all their negatives. I don't know
because it's a lot of negatives.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what spells they would be casting. Because the only one I can think of off the top of my head is the kind of crappy control water spell. Hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah, just control water.
I think that part needs a little bit more development further down the road if you're going to try to play a Marrow.
Sorry, I'm not thinking control water because control water is a 4th level spell. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of shape water, which is a cantrip.
Yeah.
So I would say for sure at...
Like, automatically get shape water if you choose to do magic?
No. So there's the spellcasting races where they get one at level 1, one at level 3, and one at level 5.
Yeah.
So their level 1 would be shape water. I think their level 3 would probably be... oh, by the way, I think we should assume that they can breathe underwater before I say anything dumb.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess that, like, if someone's feeling particularly nasty, they could be like, well, it was not established.
Yeah.
Yes, they breathe underwater. Yes, they can breathe on land.
I would almost say for their 3rd level, they would probably get Wall of Water.
Okay.
And then, I don't know what they would get for the 5th level.
Mm-hmm.
I'm inclined to say either, like, Watery Sphere or Control Water.
Okay.
So, there we go. That actually seems like a pretty decent race.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me
I mean, you have to get around the deficiencies, but otherwise, it's got some cool stuff.
Yeah. Let me just type in the racial spellcasting thing.
I think we only had one more race that we were going to do.
No, we've got 2. Because there's the
that's right.
Elemental
Fairies.
Race.
That's right. Elementals.
Right, before we forget. So, quickly, we are not going to be doing... fairies because they're basically dream beings created by Una, and we're not sure if they would technically exist to go to another plane if they were a planeswalker. We also don't know if they're technically born and can have a planeswalker spark. They're just sort of created by Una from whole cloth, effectively. Giants, because they're a little bit too big and massive and...
it could get broken.
Yeah, and they just already have an established being in... both in Magic and in D&D, where, frankly, they're just massive. They're... and on...
They're giants.
On Lorwynn, their entire point is that the largest other race comes up to their shins, and they're basically judges and arbiters and things, and basically a source of power. So I don't think that would work for
definitely not giants.
Character. Yeah. And then treefolk, just because they're not mobile and there's not really a ton you can do with them. Some of them become mobile.
Think how bad it would be if they left their plane.
Yeah. Some of them become mobile, but it's one of those, you walk into a place and you don't even have the aspect of looking sort of humanoid. You're a massive tree person. No one is going to treat you well.
You're like an ent.
Yeah. So we're doing Kithkin, Boggart, Marrow, Elf, and the Flamekin.
Flamekins.
Yeah. Sorry, let me write down these spells real quick before I forget.
No worries. I think you've gotten some good. I think we've gotten some good bases. Good. Wow, words. We've got a good base. Wow, words are really hard today.
Just a little bit.
I'm back at school taking 5 classes as well as working. So, yay!
Yeah, I established in the earlier stream today that the reason that no stream happened yesterday, besides both of us being dead, was all of the shit that happened to me. So if you want to hear all of that, because there was a lot that happened yesterday, go watch either the VOD or I'll put it up on YouTube soon for the random me playing Breath of the Wild.
And for me, just 3 classes in one day always makes for a really long day. Back to back.
So do we want to do elves up next then?
Sure, let's do elves.
So honestly...
So there's a lot of them in... It seems like there's a lot of them.
There are a lot. So there's a weird thing where technically, Lorwynn, everything is nice and happy, except elves. Elves are assholes in Lorwynn.
Oh my god.
Once we reach Shadowmoor, it switches. They're basically the only people who aren't kind of evil. Their basic
Immaculate.
thing is that, they're green-black. Their entire thing is that they are all about beauty. So, by definition, I think they should get a massive charisma bonus.
Yeah, definitely. Because charisma is like, how pretty are you, as you put it so often during, as you put it during our D&D campaigns, is, how pretty are you?
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm just reading about them. Unlike other elves, they are a brutal race of supremacists who hide their savagery behind a facade of beauty and sophistication. They sound awful.
Yeah. So I'm going to say probably a charisma bonus and then a minor dex bonus with the option of... so technically there's 2 significant groups. There's the elves who are beautiful and amazing and yada yada yada, where they've got the different levels of like faultless, which is the bare level of being considered an elf. Immaculate, where you're even prettier and starting to look really beautiful. Exquisite, where you're the only people who are allowed to speak directly to perfects. And then there's perfects, who are absolutely perfect and can just randomly murder anyone.
Which is, like,
yeah,
terrible. But literally, they have the concept of eye blight.
Yeah. Basically, eye blight is anything so ugly that it must die. A perfect can declare any other elf an eye blight, but in general, it's specifically directed at anything particularly ugly. They tend to not go out after Kithkin just because they're too organized, but a maraud of elves will still go after a Kithkin village if they think they can, because they think they're ugly.
Cool. They also have really short lifespans.
Yes, these are one of the few places where they have short lifespans.
It's like 30 to 40 years instead of centuries.
They do have ram's horns as well, which is a little bit weird. I'm just trying to find... There's a second group of elves who... what is their name? By force have been sort of removed from... that's it, the Scarred, who have been in some way removed from being beautiful, but weren't killed.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are pretty much just sort of left to do whatever the hell they want, and still try to support the tribe.
They have castes, which is like...
Well, yeah, the castes are the things we talked about, but then there's the Scarred. For disfigured elves, there are a few choices beyond Death or Nettlevine. So they mostly become shamans of this thing called Nettlevine that they have, which is...
It's a parasitic plant, it seems like.
It's a parasitic plant, and the Scarred can basically wield it, mostly by attaching it to their body and using it as a weapon. So I feel like there should be a secondary class, a secondary racial thing for the Scarred.
Like you can choose to be a Scarred.
But I don't know what it would be just yet.
Okay. So we agreed charisma is definitely something they get a bonus in.
And I think Dex, just because they're the classic elves, It should also be said
wiggly and
they've got hooved feet as well. Before I forget.
Yeah. Just imagine them climbing a mountain.
Yeah,
they'd be remarkably good at it.
Yeah, this is why I'm sticking with the dex thing, because it's just pretty much what they do.
What assholes, though?
Yeah.
Seriously, serious asshole status.
Quite frankly, they almost just sort of... Oh, shit, we just dropped a whole lot of frames. Or, no, we didn't. We dropped 71 frames, which is a lot for us usually, but...
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Mr. Cosmo. Hello. Yes, I know. You're so precious. I know. I hate to... They almost feel a lot like just the basic wood elves, to be honest. They get charisma instead of wisdom, but they get a dex bonus. I'm okay with saying they get the movement speed bonus too, and just that they get some amount of base proficiency with probably some kinds of martial weapons, like longbow and...
I mean, that sounds fair. They really do. When you put it that way, they do sound very like, I'm an elf, I'm an elf, I'm an elf.
Yeah.
I'm an elf, I'm an elf, I'm an elf.
And there's just some basic requirements that they have, like all of them can shoot, and I guess some sort of melee weapon as well. I don't want to say a longsword because that's too much of a heavy thing. I would say maybe a rapier or a short sword.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But there's just not a lot to talk about with them.
Yeah, they're elves. They're beautiful assholes.
I'm just gonna say basically just wood elves.
Yeah.
So last are the Flamekin, who I love.
Yes, whereas I'm like, Kithkin.
The first deck I ever built was actually a Flamekin tribal deck.
Aw, that's love. That's a good memory.
Yeah. So the Flamekin are a race of elementals born on Lorwynn, who are basically humanoid fire elementals. They live in the mountains of Lorwynn, though not by choice. They actually actively go to war with the elves because the elves keep them trapped in the mountains. So I'm just trying to figure out what exactly their benefits are, though. I mean, in the same way that the...
Maybe strength. I feel like this race would have a strength bonus.
I feel like they would get a strength bonus. I also feel like in the
just
same
thinking
way
about
that the Marrow get their water-based spellcasting, I feel like they should get some sort of fire-based spellcasting as well.
Yeah, and maybe a constitution bonus because they're made out of stone and fire.
So when we actually get a closer look at them, especially once we go over to Shadowmoor, that's not stone.
Oh, okay.
It's basically like charcoal.
Oh, never mind then. That's not durable.
And that's why when we go over to Shadowmoor, their entire thing is that they're cinders and the fire part of them has burned out.
Got it. Okay, yeah. Then nope, that is not a con bonus.
Yeah. I mean, it could definitely be because charcoal is still tough, but
it can crumble.
So it sort of depends.
Yeah. Well, I think we agree that maybe not a con bonus.
I think a con bonus
but
might
definitely
work,
strength.
But definitely strength, yes.
Yes.
So, and then some amount of ability to do fire spell casting, which I'll figure out on my own.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to take some of the ones that are already active, but I also want to look at ones that might be able to take advantage of the whole giving the strength bonus. Wait, why isn't Retribution in here? What is the fiery Retribution spell? Oh, it's Hellish, that's why. It's Hellish Rebuke. Okay. I was just trying to remember why I couldn't remember the name of that spell. But I feel like they still need something else. Oh, what?
Okay. I'm back.
Okay.
I dripped out for a second.
Okay.
What I was saying, though, is I feel like maybe if they use bladed weapons, maybe some sort of a bonus. The reason it's like, oh, they're inner flames into weapons in battle. Are you literally making a weapon, or is it like
usually
you're casting?
Usually what it means by their inner flames in battle is for shamans, they literally fire out. They use like weirdly condensed and compacted blasts of fire. The other ones just set their fists on fire and hit you with it. That's it. Some sort of unarmed bonus.
Okay, yes.
So some sort
That could be cool. See, I feel like Flamekin could definitely be interesting.
Yeah, so some sort of bonus to unarmed combat wherein they're not just punching you, they are punching you with a flaming fist.
You get the hit, and then you get the burn,
Yeah.
and it hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, and like if they hit you with, you take fire damage as well as bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I would almost...
Yes.
Probably go...
Burn damage. That's what I'm looking for. Burn damage.
Yeah, I would say either you make it sort of a scaling thing in the same way that...
Yeah.
What's it called? Dragonborn get their, like, cone or column breath weapon that gets more powerful as they level up.
Yes.
Either you do it that way, or you make it similar to the Aarakocra that get, instead of doing 1 damage whenever they use an unarmed attack, they get a damage bonus to do, like, I think it's 1d4 because they're attacking with talons, but I don't remember for sure.
Okay, yeah. I can get behind that.
Yeah, so one of those two, just not sure which one.
Okay. Anything else?
I think that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you've got Spellcaster, and I think, quite frankly, if we're doing a strength bonus, this class should probably be one of the weird ones that casts spells with strength. Like,
yes.
I would almost say
that's their modifier.
Yeah, the way, because all of their spells would basically be things that they're casting by, in some way, outputting their will through their fists.
Yes.
So, I'm okay with that. I kind of like that, actually.
That would be cool.
I like the Flamekin, to be honest.
Whereas I'm totally all over the Kithkin just as far as story ability to play with them. But this would be so cool to play.
Yeah, I just like the race that we've already got working there.
Yeah, because that would be so much fun to, like, how could you play this character? And I feel like, Flamekins are going to be cool.
Yeah.
If someone decides to be a Flamekin, it's going to be sweet.
Well, because of the way this is going to work, no one's going to decide to be anything.
Random assignment via DM.
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool.
I'm a little bit worried what we're going to do when we get to Shadowmoor, just because there's a lot of the things we're doing won't work for the Cinders.
Yeah.
Because they don't have innate fire. Like, they're able to draw out some amount of fire, but it's very temporary.
Yeah.
Like, the Cinder who's sticking out to me most is... Oh god, it's called the Ashenmoor something. But it's not the Liege. Hang on, let me reset to search it. Nope. Okay, here we go. The Ashenmoor Gouger. Because it has some amount of fire still burning in it, but it has...
It's dying.
It's not so much that it's dying, it broke off its hands so that it could stab people with the stumps better.
I don't know how you could actually play that.
This is just one of them.
Yeah.
After his hands crumbled away, leaving only wickedly sharp points, he decided his only purpose was war.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, the Cinders have a hard life.
That's sad.
But at least the rest of these, I actually can't wait to see how people try and play some of these.
It'll be fun.
I don't think there's no easy way to search for the Cinders, is there?
That's kind of it, though, as far as, like, talking about our version of Planeshift.
Yeah.
Or what we're loosely calling Planeshift.
What we would Planeshift for Lorwynn.
Yeah. So next week, unless something big happens, we're probably going to talk about Shadowmoor.
I think next week, Amonkhet spoilers might start.
Ooh, okay, so yeah, we're going to probably... When there's nothing happening, we're going to get back to Shadowmoor.
Yes. And
definitely.
Though after that, we'll probably start interspersing it with more...
Unearthed segments?
Yeah, Unearthed. I was trying to remember the name.
I came up with the name. I got the name.
Yup.
Yeah.
But with that, I think we're actually pretty much done here.
Yeah, that was a smooth episode.
just a reminder that you can follow us and get all of the other things that we do over at lairoflore.com. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Lair of Lore. If you really, 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 really like what we're doing here, you can even choose to support us at patreon.com/lairoflore. Or during our streams, there is a tip jar as well. If you would like your support to be forever immortalized in our stream. Besides that, you've got pretty much all the listed contacts.
We're Lair of Lore everywhere,
Yes.
so it's really easy to find us.
If you have comments, questions, concerns, any sort of things that you want to direct at our way, you can email us at masterminds@lairoflore.com. And with that, I think we're pretty much done. So have a good night.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hail, thank you very much for finishing that video. If you like what you saw, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, you know, that thing that every YouTuber says. Also, please check out our 365-day streaming challenge. We are streaming every single day of the week at twitch.tv/Nian, that's Niian 713. If you really like what we can do, you can also help support us on Patreon, that's patreon.com/Lair We're on Facebook, Twitter, pretty much everything is Lair of Lore. You can even find us at lairoflore.com. Lairoflore.com/streams will even have our full streaming schedule. And if you really just want to get in contact with us, yell at us about something good or bad, you can do that at masterminds@lairoflore.com. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you next time.